All right, hello everyone. Welcome back once again. My name is Nicodemus Kane. Today is April the 12th of 2022. Why does that sound so familiar? April the 12th. Wonder if somebody's birthday is today. I don't know. It just seems very familiar to me. All right, anyways, today we're going to be reading Psalm 124. This says it's a song of degrees of David. Um I keep getting updates from Adobe. uh, yeah. Sorry. I am trying to get rid of these. Okay. I signed up for Adobe for Photoshop, which was stupid because I barely remember how to use Photoshop. And they have a they have a plan now where you can do it for $10 a month. I only needed it for about a month. So I was like, hey, sure, why not? Didn't read the fine print. It's $10 a month for a year. You were locked in for a year subscription. And if you pull out early, then you have to pay them $60. And it's like, what? So, you know, I was kind of cheesed into that. But of course, it's just another one of those things where everything is a service now. You own nothing. you you own nothing, and you're going to be happy. But you really do. You own nothing. We're finding that out slowly but surely. I've been listening to some video game guys, and they are talking about the PlayStation 3. Um, that a lot of games on the PlayStation 3, especially digital games, are starting to expire because there's a server time that they want to shut down the servers, and they a lot of guys are getting on there and they're finding out that everything that they bought that was digital, a lot of things that they bought that are digital, the time expired and they can't play their games anymore. And it's a service. You sign up for the service. Um, as soon as you buy that console, as soon as you get that phone, as soon as you get that laptop, you look through the terms of service. That means that it is a service and it can be cut off at any time that they want to. Anytime that they want to stop giving you updates, anytime that they want to just stop letting you use it, they'll just brick it because it's your terms of service. If you misuse it in any way, shape, or form, they will brick it. It will just be it will be a useless thing. And the same thing goes for just about everything else in this world. You know, I mean, when it comes to video games, it's like my Nintendo, my Super Nintendo. These are my things. I own them because they're actual physical things. Nobody can take that away. They're not hooked up to an internet where, somebody on the other end could just say, oh, no, well, you're done. That's it. No, these are actual physical things. I own these things, and I do not have a terms of service with these. Whereas anything that's online, the PlayStation 3, my PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, the Xbox, probably even the 360, anything that's digital, it's a term of service. It is a service that they give you. Windows 10 was a service. They were passing out Windows 10 for free. That is a service. They can shut that off on you anytime they want. You don't own that. You do not own that. They have found a way to where you can, they can shut you off at any time they want. Windows XP, stuff like that, those were services. Even though you have a computer, you own that computer. You don't own the software. They own the software. Unless you own a software that does not need to be updated, you do not own that software. They can shut it off anytime they want. You will own nothing and you will be happy. That is the motto of the New World Order, World Economic Forum, Great Reset. That is exactly what that is. And a lot of people still don't understand that concept. In terms of service, you rent everything. You will eventually rent everything. It's like your electricity. Your electricity is a service. Your water is a service. Um, your phone, your internet, that is a service that somebody gives you that can shut off as soon as you stop paying. If they introduce a social credit system, which is exactly what's coming unless people fight it, they can shut it off because you spoke out against your government. You spoke out against current events. You spoke out against whatever, and they will shut it off because you did not follow the party line. You agreed to it. That's your terms of service. And if you go against these, that's why for the past 2 years, this has been longer than that. It's been about 4 or 5 years, but I've seen it more within the past 2 years. Just about everything I've been signed up for has updated their terms of service. Whether it be for privacy, but most times it's hidden inside of the fine print of the privacy notices. We are allowed to share this, and that with other people and all this other kind of stuff. But in the small print, it says, "Oh, by the way, we're instituting some new terms of service for you, so that you will understand exactly how much we can screw you over anytime we want to." But that's the end goal. That's the way it's going to be. You will own nothing. You will be happy. You will live in a house that is not yours. You will share that house with people that you don't know. the woman that was in I don't know if it was a TED Talk or if it was in something else, the way she was describing it, she said, "You will wake up, you will put on your clothes, you will go to work, and while you are at work, someone else will come into your house, into your room, and will hold meetings, or will hold, I don't know, will do something. Your house, somebody will be sleeping in your bed while you are out working. And when you come home, that person will go, and then you will come home, and if you ever need anything, you will just rent it. It will be delivered right to your door by Amazon drone. You will rent it, you will use it once, and you will send it away. And it will just be a cyclical pattern of you not having anything of any real value whatsoever. You will 100% be a slave. You're not 100% a slave yet. You're getting there. You're getting there. You still have the freedom to be able to push back on this. A lot of people aren't. And that's your problem. I had a dream last night that I was pushing back, and I was on the run. I've been having a lot of dreams where I have been on the run because I have decided to push back. And I am understanding more and more how much it's going to take for me to not exist in this world, because I refuse to bow down to nonsense. You either live free or die trying. That's the motto. If you want to be a slave, be a slave. I can't say it any better than that. If you wanna live like that, you live like that. That's fine. I can't help you if you're gonna live like that. I want to help as many people as I can. But a lot of people, they enjoy their slavery. They're having a good old time with it. And so many people think that it's the better way. I've heard that so many times. Oh, it's the better way. We're going to be so much better whenever we own nothing and we're happy, and I can sit at home and I'll just put my VR goggles on and I'll just tune out for the rest of my life, and I'm going to be happy. It'll be the first time that I've ever been happy, and I won't have to worry about working because somebody somewhere will give me everything I need. And no, you will be a slave. You won't be able to think for yourselves. You won't be able to exist for yourself. You'll be existing for somebody else. And you will have nothing of any real value whatsoever. Not even yourself. You will live an existence of poverty and misery, but you will have everything given to you in order to make it seem better. It's either that, or it's either going to be that what is it, Brave New World, or it's going to be 1984, where it's just poverty and misery, but you can't speak out about it, because if you do, then they'll just either kill you or mind wipe you. Or it'll be the other way, where it's just a world of poverty and misery, but they just keep feeding you drugs and good stuff to make you feel better. I said there's a third option, or there's the Logan Run option, where you get everything. You get sex, drugs, rock and roll, the whole deal, and you don't know that you're living in some totalitarian state, but, when you hit a certain age, they got to get rid of you. Do I believe that? I don't know. I'm not gonna. I'm just saying that it's the whole, bread and circuses. They're gonna keep you. They're gonna keep you drugged up and happy in any and every way they can, and they're gonna keep feeding you pills, because that seems to be the way that it's going to be. Is that the pharmaceutical companies are your new masters. That's exactly what it seems like. The pharmaceutical companies will be your new masters. They will wind up finding some new cure to everything. They've been pushing the mental problem status for years now, and it's the mental illness, I guess. They've been pushing that for years now. Oh, well, we've got this new drug that'll make you feel better. And it might be that. It might be you wake up in the morning and you're forced to take your happy pill, and they'll call it your vitamin. You're forced to take your vitamin every day, and they'll know if you take it or not, because each one of these will have a little microchip inside of them. And because your body will have some kind of a sensor on it that sends a signal out to your phone or some kind of other computing device, and it will know that you took your pill. If you didn't take your pill, you're probably going to get deducted on your social credit. But it will know that you took your pill, and your device will tell you that you took your pill or not. And then you will go out and you will do whatever it is, whether you're going to be stuck at the house in some VR nightmare where your body is some kind of an engine to be able to mine a cryptocurrency. That's a patent, by the way. WO060606 060606 2020. Whether it's either that or it is some other kind of where you actually have to go to work, and you will not have to worry about going far to work, because you will be living in a gigantic stack and pack apartment where you will be able to walk 100, 200, 300 feet to your job, because everything's going to be right inside of the city, because everybody lives in the city now. You won't have to worry about all of your stuff, because you don't own anything, because there's nothing there to own. Somebody's going to be inside of your apartment whenever you're gone. You're going to go down to the city, and that's all you're going to do. That's the only you get to exist within 1,000 square meters of your house. That's it. You don't get to go anywhere else, because they will have shut off the parks. They will have to shut off the national parks. They will have to They will tell you that they will take away all of these places where you used to be able to go to see green grass and trees and all of these other things because they have to protect it for the environment. They will have gigantic protection zones around natural forests and natural woodlands, and you will not be able to go anywhere near those places. They might give you grass. You never know, though. They might not, and it might have to be AstroTurf. You don't know if they even let you go outside because they found out that they can just simply lock you inside your house and you will be more than happy to stay there. So they don't even have to let you out anymore because you chose to let yourselves be locked in your house. They don't have to let you out. You have all of the conveniences of modern life right in front of you. They set up an internet system to where you can have everything right at your fingertips. All they have to do is just have you be in there. They can virtually set you up somewhere. Just wake up, go to your couch, go to your whatever, put on your VR system and just exist. And as long as your body is making some kind of movement so that you can mine your cryptocurrency, so that you can be able to rent the stuff that you want. You can't buy anything. You got to rent it. So that you can rent your time to exist on this world. You'll be happy. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. So it's one of these different scenarios. And I know that sounds so far-fetched and so post-apocalyptic and, authoritarian, and everybody's going to say, oh, that just sounds like a movie or something. No, that's the world they want you to live in. And you won't have to worry about existing too much in it because they may not keep you around. Everything is automated now. They have been pushing and pushing and pushing robots to where robots can do just about everything. AI computer programs are able to do the jobs of paper pushers, more and more, a little each day. They're not perfect. I can attest to that because I am an auditor. I deal with all of the papers that an AI system takes and tries to put into different folders. And I find out that the AI systems are not perfect. They're getting better. I've been doing these kinds of jobs. It's amazing that I have flowed with the way that jobs have gone for the past 25 years of my life. That every job I've had, it has been something that this world has handed to me. Whether it be me having to be a temporary to help shut down factories because factories don't exist anymore, or to me doing warehouse jobs because that's going to be the way of the future. But those are being phased out because most of those are becoming automated factory or automated warehouses now. Whether they still exist or not, I don't know. Whether they still will exist or not in the future, I don't know. But I've moved on to that, to being an auditor of files for a computer. That is exactly what I do. Somebody scans these files into a system, and I make sure they go to the right places. That's what this is, man. That's exactly what this is. I understand it. I understand what I'm doing. I'm helping this company become completely digital, is what I'm doing. And they're paying me damn good money to do it. And, it's what I had to do. We all have to do these things to keep going. I can't be self-sufficient because there's nothing I have of any real value to anybody else. To be perfectly honest, there's nothing that I can make by hand that I can sell and be self-sufficient, especially not now. Oh man, could you imagine? Somebody had something that they handmade and then tried to sell in this climate. That's just, they're ruining your lives a little bit of it at a time because they have patience, and people don't see it because they don't think that people have that kind of patience to work yearly. They think that everybody is trying to do something for themselves day by day by day, and if they don't see it that day, that somebody is trying to take over the world and trying to manipulate the system, then they're not going to believe it. But that's not how evil works. Evil knows what the timeline is. And they have all the time to get it ready because they know how long it is. But for some reason, for the past 2 years, they have pushed really hard. They have pushed really hard because there was a lot of people that were starting to wake up. Because God, our Lord in heaven, He decided to start waking as many of His people up as possible. Does that mean that we're closing out on the end? I don't know. I can't speculate on that. I'll tell you the book of Revelations and other things that the Bible says seems to point to the fact that we're closing in on that. It seems like everything's kind of pushing forward, and time is moving really fast. The Bible says that if God had not sped time up, I don't know the line exactly, but it is something along the lines of if God had not quickened the time or whatever, then there would be none left. If He had not hastened the time, there would not be any of us left. And He chose a certain time to let loose the apocalypse. And I've talked about this before. Apocalypse does not mean the end of the world. Apocalypse is a new understanding. It is an enlightenment of so many people. We went through an apocalypse, and there were so many people that got woke up all at once. And the people at the top, they freaked, they panicked, so they pulled the trigger on everything all at once, and they're still pulling the trigger on everything all at once. And there are so many normies that miss the message, and they're just falling. And I'm here to try to help those that understand, and I am here to try to wake up the normies that don't know. Now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, whew, now that I've gotten all that out of the way, we can actually get into the psalm. Seriously though, man. Boy, just go off, man. Just go off. Just let it out. Let it all out. Holy smokes. I got frustrated last night. I really did. Last night I got so frustrated before I went to sleep. Facebook, man. Holy smokes. Let me blow my nose here. Hold on. I start getting worked up, my nose starts running. You know how it is. Um, seriously though, I got so worked up last night. Facebook and their stupid fact checking nonsense. I got pulled one time on Facebook because I said the Cove, something along the lines of the Cove wasn't real, or something, something along that line. The C virus is not a real thing. Uh, and They pulled me for a week, and the past couple days I have been doing, or I saw it. It was one of those memes where, they took one of those pictures from the 1920s, then they took another picture from 2020 of a certain building or something, and there's zero water level rise, which is exactly what's happening. And they put them back to back, and they said, 100 years of climate change or something. And of course, they put a fact check on it, and you read the fact check, and the fact check is so what's the word I'm looking for? Ambiguous in its terms. It doesn't want to be clear. It wants to be very open ended. There's just so much fluff They want to talk about the guy that's talking more than about, what's actually going on, or they want to go on in this long, long speech about, well, we've seen it. It's happening. We see it. It's happening. It's happening right in front of your eyes because we can see it. We can see it. That's how it works. Everything that works is how we see it. It was done in a study. It was done in a study here. It was done in a study here, and it was done in a study here. You click on those links to be able to go check the study, and it's the same exact thing. It's a bunch of fluff with a bunch of pictures that mean nothing. That 9 times out of 10, it's like, oh well, some certain school did some kind of a year-long survey or something, and the first 3 paragraphs are, we have seen it, so we know it's real, so you should believe that it's real too, is what it is. And then it gets down to the actual studies, and it's showing that this stuff is barely even rising. The what was the one? It was like, it's going up an inch every year. It's going up an inch every year. Well, man, I've been hearing this for 30 years now. I do not see 30 inches. What is that, 3 feet? I do not see 3 feet of water rising. If it's been going up an inch every year for 100 years, that's 100 inches. That's 9 feet, give or take. I don't know, it's 9 feet. 9 feet. And I can put those pictures side by side. No, I'm sorry. No. This is why we put those pictures there, because you keep saying that everything's going up by an inch a year, but we don't see it. Oh, but it's happening though. You can see the island is disintegrating. You can see that the island is disintegrating because it's 100 years old, jackass. What are you trying to prove? It's 100 years old. It's constantly being beat up by weather, by rain, by whatever. Yes, it's going to disintegrate. You show me a picture, a real picture. You show me and I said this last night too. You show me a real picture of Liberty Island, of Liberty Harbor, Liberty Island, where the Statue of Liberty is. It's not Ellis Island, it's Liberty Island. But you show me a picture of that where the water level is coming up to her feet, where the water level is coming up to the base to the bottom of the base of her statue. Something where it's actually coming up over the island itself. A real picture, because there is a fake picture. I saw it and I said, this is the fakest ass bullshit I've ever seen in my life. Because that's what it was. It was a picture of the island, but water had come right up to the base. And it was fake. It was fake. I said, what the hell is this? I said, you can even see how fake it looks. That's not even real, but they wanted to make it look real. Of course, then there was another picture where it was, the water was up to her chest, and I'm like, come on, guys, seriously? And they're talking about, oh, this is how high it's going to rise, whenever the icebergs melt. It's like, so anyways, I've been having this fight where every single time I post this picture, Facebook puts a fact check on it, and the fact checks are stupid. They make no sense. There's no logic in them whatsoever. And I reposted it. And they put another fact check. And I reposted it. They put another fact check. And I kept saying every single time, climate change is a lie. Climate change is a lie. Facebook doesn't want you to know that. This is garbage. Find me a picture where it works. Every single time I put something new. And I'm going to keep reposting that picture. Because Facebook gives up after 5 tries. I think it's what they do. I think they just shadow ban you after that. But they do. There was another picture, I don't remember what it was, that they kept putting a fact check on it, and I just kept posting it. Every single time they would do it, I just kept posting it. So I don't care. I don't care. If you're going to fact check me, I'm just going to keep posting it until you kick me off the platform. I don't care anymore. And sure enough, I think it was 4 or 5 tries. They finally just gave up, and they just stopped. They stopped fact checking me because they knew that I'm just going to keep going. So I think they stopped. I don't know. But I was furious last night. I was so mad. because I actually read the fact checks, and they are just so manipulative, so much garbage. just so much garbage. We got to read this psalm. I got to quit talking about other stuff. I know. I know. We get as soon as I go into, I put the title of the thing down, and people come in and they hear 30 minutes of me babbling on about other nonsense. But it's going to get to the point. My whole point of this whole, I'm sorry, my whole point of this whole thing was that eventually saying that climate change is not real is going to be hurtful, because that's why they pulled my message that the C virus was not real, because it was considered hurtful. Because if you convince somebody that it's not real and they don't go get their injections and they die, it could be your fault. That's the logic that they use. You could hurt somebody with your quote unquote false information. That's why they have to pull it. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. But eventually everything is going to be hurtful. It's been the whole process. Everything is everything you say could and can hurt somebody else. And we have to censor everything you say, because we don't want anybody to be hurt. We don't want anybody to be hurt by something that you've said. So we have to censor everything you say and do. That's garbage, man. That's some garbage nonsense. And people are just eating it up because they think, oh, well, if nobody can be hurt, then nobody will have their feelings hurt. Because everybody's been hurt, because this is a cruel world, man. It's a cruel world that was made this way by cruel people. It's not a good world. This is not the world you should be fighting for. You should be fighting to save people out of this world. We should be fighting to make this world better so that we don't have to live with this evil. But you should not be fighting to keep this world. We're looking for something else. But it's the people of this world that has made this world bad. And they want you to think that everything you do, everything that happens in this world is your fault. You're the problem. You're the virus. You're the thing that needs to be taken off of the world. It's your carbon footprint that's the problem. You are the carbon that they want to get rid of. You are the carbon that they want to bring down to 0%. That's exactly what it is. It's your fault because you want to do this, you want to do that. It's your fault because you want to eat all the fast food and you have to walk to work and you have to work the shittiest job in the world and you have to do this and you have to do that. Yet those people that are telling you this are still flying around in the jets. You know, they're still going out spending way more money than you ever will. They're buying the big huge vehicles and they're doing all this other kind of stuff, and yet you're down there on the bottom just wasting away. And it's your fault. It's your fault that they can't live the best life that they're trying to live. It's exactly what it is. They call you useless eaters because you're eating up all the food. You're eating up all the food that they could be eating. That's what they call you. They call you useless consumers because you're consuming all the goods and they can't have any. That's what they call you. They have everything. They have everything. They have more than they could ever need. But you're consuming more than your fair share. So you have to be the one that's punished. Okay, God's telling me I need to read this psalm because we need to quit talking about this world. Psalm 124. We are 34 minutes into the video, and I am just now getting to the psalm. I'm fired up, man. I'm just a little upset about this. Psalm 124, a song of degrees of David. Father, please give me the word. Give me the strength. Give me the strength. Give me the word that you want me to hear. Psalm 124. If it had not been the Lord who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick, when their wrath was kindled against us. Then the waters had overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord, who hath not given us as a prey to their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who made heaven and earth. Amen. There's a lesson in there. I gotta blow my nose again, man. Gotta love the dead space. Here's a little bit of dead space. While there's some dead space, contemplate what you're doing to stop the New World Order. Okay. I'm going to look this up. I wanted to see if let me open this up all the way. Psalm 124. I wanted to see where it talks about, what is this? No, what? That was weird. What is that garbage? Who is this woman on Google? Why should I care? I don't know. The two O's. Okay, never mind. Oh goodness. All right. Let me see here. I wanted to check this. All right. I was wanting to see what their meaning for waters was, but it just means waters. Dangerous waters, I guess you could say. All right, I just wanted to check that. Sometimes you got to check the Strong's Concordance. Sometimes you just got to see. Let's go through this one. A couple little things here. Starting at the top. If it had not been the Lord who was on our side, now may Israel say, and these are all semicolons, so these all connect together. Now may Israel say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, when men rose up against us, the evil of this world, the proud, the haughty, the high of mind, those that lay traps for us, we've been through every single version of that through the Psalms, talking about the people of this world, the evil of this world, the men of this world that just want to do harm to us because we are different. When men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick, because they had laid traps for us, when their wrath was kindled against us. Why? What kind of wrath? Any kind of wrath. It doesn't matter, because they want to hurt us simply because we are different. Then the waters had overwhelmed us. The stream had gone over our soul. And I checked what waters was, and it's just simply waters. Then the waters had overwhelmed us. The stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Because I have heard several times in several different places that the term waters in the Bible connects to the peoples of this world. Now, I don't want to take that literally for every single time they put the word waters into the Bible. These are Psalms, so these can be poetic. I'm not going to say that's what it means here, because the Strong says it's not what it means here. There is still there is still that bit of use that we can get out of the Strong's Concordance. But then the waters had overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Possibly we're talking about the water of life, the good water that God, Christ gives us, that fills us, that lets our cup runneth over. And the proud waters, the evil waters, the waters that we are trying to not be washed over with, it wasn't in the Bible, but it was a story similar to being baptized in the good water of life. But then there's another one where you are drowning in waters of evil. Like there's two separate versions of water. And I'm not saying that's in the Bible, because it was not a story I remember hearing about in the Bible. But it was something that somebody else said. It was what's the term? I don't want to say it was an allegory, I guess, that somebody was using. I don't want to use that as, like I said, I don't want to use that as a basis for anything to say that, it's biblical. I'm just saying that was something that somebody said. And it makes me think of that there are two types of water. The good water and the bad water. God has used water many, many times to cleanse us of the evils of this world. It's you talk about Moses and the Israelites walking through the Red Sea. The sea parted for them so that they could go through it. They came through water to get through it. Noah and his family came through water so that they could come out the other side, so that they could survive the storm. You talk about being baptized, where you were literally drowned in water, but then you are lifted up. You become something new. You become something better. It is something like that. But there is, I don't remember exactly what the context was. I remember hearing it though. And my brain, and the very back of my brain is like, no, you didn't hear it, you're making it up. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did hear it somewhere. But it was good water and bad water. So that's what that kind of is making me think of. I'm sure somebody else could probably find a different meaning. And if you can find a better meaning, please feel free. I'm just going by what I'm hearing and understanding. I'm not perfect. Don't listen to me. I'm not. I say it so many times. Don't listen to me. Don't let me be your definitive teacher. If somebody else can give you more understanding, then please, by all means. I'm just here to help as much as I can, because somebody helped me. Somebody helped me, pulled me through this. Showed me just that little tiny thing. That's all I needed to be able to go find something else, and then find another thing, and then find another thing, and then it snowballed from there. So all I can do is hope that I can give that to somebody else, and that they can run with it. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord, who hath not given us as a prey to their teeth. Blessed be him who has not just given us over to evil men. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. For they lay snares against us. They lay traps against us. The evil ones, the proud ones, the haughty ones, they have laid snares against us everywhere we go, because They want to entrap us. They want to harm us. They want to hurt us. They want to take away our freedom because they think they are better than we are. Because they're proud. Anyone that's proud thinks that they're better than somebody else. And proud minds will eventually start thinking that they are so much over the top, so much higher than you are, that you deserve to serve them. That's how slavery starts. Is that people start thinking they are so much better than somebody else that you're meant to serve them. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. You know? That's just life. That's where you are right now. You have a certain small percentage of the population of this world think that the rest of the quote unquote useless eaters should serve them. And they've set up a damn near perfect system to where we serve them and we don't know any better. Some of us do. Some of us are getting there and we're screaming at the top of our lungs to try to get the other people to open their eyes. But these people have made such an almost airtight system that they have convinced the masses of this world to give up every freedom they have just for a little security and just for a little taste of fun. And that fun, there's nothing in it at all. People that go out and drink and party and have all the good stuff and think that they're having fun, those are the ones that you hear the most, where they say that they are so unsatisfied with life because that's all they do. That's their entire life, is that they just go out and party and do nothing, and there's no satisfaction in it whatsoever for them. Anybody ever heard that one before? I've heard that a lot. Just people just say over and over again, I'm just so unsatisfied, and they just keep finding worse vices, and it snowballs, and they just keep finding worse and worse things to do because nothing satisfies them. Nothing satisfies them. Something satisfied them once, and they think that in order to get that back, they have to do something a little bit harder, a little bit more. And it just keeps going and going and going until eventually you're doing the worst things possible, and you are so far removed from where you were that you don't even recognize yourself anymore. I've seen that so many times. It's because people of this world are broken. We are all broken. This world does not want you to be better. This world wants to constantly make you worse. I had to take a drink, man. It got me out here talking, got me all fired up. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. For those that understand how this world works, we have escaped from the evil of this world. We do not need to go back to where we were. We are better here. We have escaped from the lies of this world, and we are pushing forward. We are moving forward, and all we're trying to do is we're trying to break the rest of everybody else out of the trap. Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. It's the only help we have left, because there's nobody on this world that's coming to save you. So many people have said that, and I kept saying, but what about Christ? What about, because he's supposed to come save us. He is not in this world right now. He has not come back yet. Maybe he has. There's two different ways of looking at that too. Maybe he has, who knows? But there is nobody on this world. There is no man on this world right now that's going to help us. We either help ourselves or we ask God. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who made heaven and earth. Our Father is our only help. He will help you. All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask. I talk about it again, going back to falling on my hands and knees on my basement floor 5 years ago now. 5 years. 5 years ago now. Falling on my hands and knees, and I said, God, please help me. Please help me. I give myself over to you because there is nothing left for me here. I do not understand this world anymore. I cannot exist in this world anymore. I need something better. And he chose to help. He chose to, oh, come on, man. Stupid computers. I'm trying to log into my computer because we've been talking a long time. But I asked him for help. I said, Father, please, I need help. I see the lies. I see that it does nothing for me. This world benefits me zero. That I have to give myself over to you because you are the truth. You are the truth of this world. There is nothing more. There is nothing more that this world can benefit me. And that's where I stand right now. That's where it stands right now. But our Lord, our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. So all I can say is if you want something better than this, come back. Come back to God. We talked about it yesterday. Psalm 123, have mercy upon us, O Lord. Have mercy upon us, for we are exceedingly filled with contempt. Have mercy upon us. We understand. We understand we've done wrong. We understand that we have walked away from you. That we had a loving relationship with you at one point in time. You are our Father. You are the one that made us, created us, helped us get through this evil world. And we turned our backs and walked away because we thought we saw something better. The grass was greener on the other side, and we walked away. And Father, we have realized we have done wrong. Have mercy upon us. Come back. Let us come back. Let us come back to you. Let us be better than this world. Let us have your righteousness again. Let us have your love. Let us have peace. Let us have something better than this world. Let us have something better than this world. All right. I am going through the motions here. I'm going through the motions here of getting myself set up and not even realize I'm doing it. You know, I've done it so many times. It's just like, it's like second nature at this point. And now I got a little yawn going. I am tired. I'm still tired. I'm still sore. This weekend was a long weekend. This past weekend was a long weekend. This coming weekend, I don't know what this coming weekend has for me. I know, like I said, we're having Passover on Friday. And then, I don't know, I think we got some stuff going on after that. I don't know. But, I don't know. Sometimes you just get so. Sometimes you get so frustrated at the world, at the way things are. And you know the message just is not getting out. And you know people are there. It's not that they can't hear it. Some people just absolutely refuse to hear it, to have anything to do with it. And they think you're crazy for even suggesting it. But you just get so frustrated. And was it yesterday I was thinking, it seems like every minute of my day I have something going on. And I don't ever get time to just stop and just consider what's happening in the world, what's happening in my life, where things are going, how things are working. You know, the only real sense of truth and what's the word I'm looking for? Epiphany and understanding that I seem to get is sitting here and reading the book. And reading the book, talking to you guys, just talking things out. And even though that's not exactly what I want, just again, just to have that time just to stop and just contemplate and just meditate. This is still the brightest part of every day, is being able to wake up, read that book, get some kind of knowledge, some kind of teaching, especially whenever it just randomly comes to me and it just smacks me upside the head and I'm like, oh, there it is. But I think we all need to find that point where we can stop and we can just exist in peace with the world. Just take that moment. Pray if you have to. Do whatever it is you need to take. Just stop and just exist in the moment. If you have to go outside and be with the trees, go be with the trees. You know, I used to say something similar to that. Is if you gotta go be with the trees, man. If you need to get away from the world, just go be with the trees. You don't have to hug them if you don't want to, but just go out there and just be with them. Because trees are always talking. We talked about that before. The trees are always talking. The trees are alive. I know people are like, yeah, the trees are alive. They're living. No, they're alive. They're alive. The trees know. The trees know. You ever just talk to a tree? I know that sounds crazy. It just sounds absolutely crazy. But the trees The trees know. You know, you can go out there and you can. The trees will give you a clue. They really will. I know that sounds crazy. So Nico, man, he's gone over the top now. He's talking about talking to the trees, and trees are talking back to him. And no, the trees are constantly making noise. They're making noise. They're drumming out the pattern of the drum beat of the world. Um, Not only do they make the noise, but you can hear them. You can hear the wind rolling through the leaves. You can hear the creaks and the moans slowly but surely. You can see them waggle their leaves at you. You ever see that before? Has anybody else ever seen a tree wag a leaf at you to let you know? Don't pay too much attention to it. Don't go out and like look directly at a tree and just be like, I want you to wag a leaf. No. If you're ever out and you just need a moment, just watch the leaves. They'll tell you. It's really subtle, but they'll tell you. There will be no wind. There will be no wind. There will be nothing but stillness. And yet one little leaf will just be flapping back and forth. And it sounds insane. And it sounds crazy. And I'm not going to get over exaggerated about it. And I'm not going to get all excited about it. I'm going to tell you straight up that a tree will wag its leaf at you so that you know that it is there, that it is a living thing. Whether that's God giving you the motions, whether that's an angel of God giving you the motions, it will let you know that there is something far bigger going on than you will ever understand. And it's sitting there right in front of your face. Just look for it. Just look for it. I would never have believed it until I saw it for myself. And knowing what I know now when it comes to the sounds that trees make, the way that they grow, the way that they exist, the whole spiel. Knowing what I know now and understanding it's an eye-opening thing. I know, and a lot of people can turn off, and a lot of people can be like, "Oh, you're out of your mind, you're tree-hugging hippie," and I'm definitely not a tree-hugging hippie. I really am not. I've cut down more than my fair share of trees. I do not. I am. We are supposed to be tenders of the garden. I'm not going to worry about every little tree in the world. But I will say, if you just watch, they'll show you. They'll show you. There's some kind of communication that we can do too. I don't know how to do it yet. I'm not, and I'm definitely not going to be one of those guys that say, I can go out and talk to the trees. No, but they'll show you. The trees have an understanding that we don't. They definitely do. We're connected. We're definitely connected. Somehow, some way, we're connected. It's not a coincidence that the limbs of a dead tree or a hibernating tree look exactly like the insides of our lungs. I asked that question before. The guy that took the first X-rays of the human lungs, did he ever even remotely consider the possibility, or did he ever have it go through his mind that he had the epiphany that the inside, that the bronchioles, the tubes, the whatever the hell they are, did he ever once stop and look at it and have that epiphany, have that God-given epiphany that, holy crap, they look just like dead trees? Did the first guy that ever looked at an X-ray, did he ever stop and think that? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that the very first guy that did that with the X-rays, I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say that when he did, he he stopped being a scientist. He started being something else. He started being something else. If he didn't, then he didn't. That's fine. But I'm going to say he did. I'm just going to speculate that he did because you can't not. Okay, let me try this one. When you see something like that and you put two and two together, you can't say that there is not some divine reason for it. If you do see it and say there's not some divine reason, then there's, you definitely are so far gone. But there's a reason for that. There's a reason that exists like that. And it's the trees, man. I'm telling you, it's the trees. They'll let you know. Go be outside. Be with the trees. Meditate. Get out. Just take a moment. Take a moment of your life and just exist. Go out and read the Bible. You know what? Go out, sit underneath a tree, and read a Bible out loud. It's what we're called to do anyways, is to preach God's word everywhere. It never said you had to go out in the middle of a city and shout God's word everywhere. We are to preach God's word everywhere. Just go out, just pick any place in the Bible and just start reading. Just start reading. Start with the Psalms. Read the Psalms like we've been doing. Just read them. Read them out loud. Read them out into the heavens. Let God, let the world, let everything, let the tree that you're sitting under know. Let them all know. That's all I got. That's all I got, man. I am pooped. I am pooped. You got an hour and 7 minutes out of me. Oh, man. I gotta go to work. I gotta do the work. We could talk all day, man. I could sit here and I could probably stream all day and we could just talk about stuff all day because I could, I got tangents upon tangents upon tangents. I don't even let you guys in on half the stuff that I'm even remotely thinking because I only have so much time in my day. But I try to get out as much as possible because there's just so much there. You ask the Father for wisdom and understanding, and He will give it to you. He will give you so much of it that you won't even know what to do with half of it. Sometimes I feel like that. I do. I'm not saying that I am smarter than anybody else or that I have more wisdom and more intelligence than anybody else. What I'm saying is that I asked God to let me in on some secrets, to let me in on the wisdom, to give me something that might help me tell it to other people. And sometimes He will flood you with information. And it's like, okay, stop. I've asked that before too. I've actually told Him, I said, okay, stop for a second. Let me live my life for a little bit here. But He will do it. All you have to do is ask. Open yourself up to it. Open yourself up to God. Ask Him. All right, I gotta go. I am yawning again. I am so beat up. Thank you guys for coming around and listening. I wish you all well. God bless every single one of you. Take care of yourselves. I love you all. That's all I've got, man. I'm 5 minutes in. I should be working. All right. You guys take care of yourselves.